Several years ago, I went to a Jungian therapist for my porn addiction. On our very first session, he recommended me the book Cupid's Poisoned Arrow by Marnia Robinson. I've actually talked about this book a lot in previous videos some years ago. In this video, I'm going to share with you two things that I learned from Cupid's Poisoned Arrow that really changed how I think on like an extremely deep level. The first lesson I want to share with you is Cupid's Poisoned Arrow does an excellent job at differentiating between mating and bonding. The book has a ton of great neuroscience, by the way. If you want to be successful on your NoFap journey or quitting adult entertainment, how you think about sex and intimacy is so important. We need to change our thoughts at a deep level. What porn does is it really degenerates the mind. It inspires lustful fantasies. Just look at the types of porn people are watching, and lots of it's messed up stuff. So mating is represented by dopamine often. Mating is about hotness, a thrill, the excitement, heating each other up, validation. That's mating. That's kind of the thrill aspect of romance and intimacy in relationships. Now, bonding is largely governed by oxytocin. This is cuddling. This is loving touch. This is empathy, wanting the best for them, having deep conversations. But lots of oxytocin is governed by touch. But it's not like the hot, heat 'em up touch of mating. But bonding is, the energy that a hug gives. Now, going back to porn is basically all the mating pedal. No bonding, it can't touch porn, so limited oxytocin, if anything. There's no touch, it's just staring at a screen. It's just thrill, excitement, finding that perfect scene, finding that next scene. Who's the hottest girl? You don't know the woman in the porn, so there's no connection or empathy. And when using porn, you just use it for your own gratification. There's no love, there's no giving. It's just a one-way street. Give me my pleasure. It really pollutes the mind. And this goes beyond porn too, just mainstream media culture, movies, music, it's just this very ego-driven, power-driven way to think about sexuality. To be successful on this journey, you really need to retrain how you think. You need to retrain your mind. You need to have a healthy vision forward for what you would like your sexuality life to look like. Instead of having these degenerate pornified fantasies and how you think about girls and dating. Instead, you need to retrain your mind how to have healthy fantasies and fantasies based on love. And what Cupid's Poisoned Arrow does is it really emphasizes to put more focus on the bonding aspect, put more focus on the true connection, put more focus on just gentle, loving touch. Porn is so much about the mating, and like zero of this. So the book really painted a picture in my eye to focus on the connection, focus on the bonding, and have more wholesome fantasies and thoughts about intimacy and dating. And because I have more wholesome thoughts about intimacy and dating, I have less lustful thoughts and therefore have less cravings for porn. You see what I'm saying? Quick reminder, if you're new to my channel, make sure to check out my other videos and consider subscribing. Now, the second big lesson that I learned from Cupid's Poisoned Arrow, and this is getting to what most people are clueless about, part of my title, is the main focus of the book talks about the sexual practice of carezza. And I've talked about carezza a lot in other videos on my channel. I'll put a link to some in the description, so I'm not going to get too in-depth in this video. But basically, carezza is slower, relaxed, gentle, retention sex. It's kind of like NoFap sex. For me, learning about carezza, it blew my mind because I thought every time you have sex, you're supposed to ejaculate. I didn't know you could circulate the energy. It like blew my mind. I was like, whoa, this is how sexuality should be. And I think 99% of people out there have never even heard of carezza or have never even heard about this type of sex. Because you're not orgasming, carezza sex lasts a lot longer than normal sex, an hour and a half. Carezza is very similar, has lots of similarities to Tantra. It really bumps up the bonding, the intimacy, the oxytocin, because you're just slow and relaxed. And and having sex for a long time in this slow and relaxed manner. If you want to learn more about Kretz, I'll put links in the description and outro card. I have had some personal experience in this in a relationship I had a year and a half ago. But it's better than normal sex. Like, it's more pleasurable, and you circulate the energy. The Clueless part in the title comes from, it's like, why doesn't anyone know about this? And every single couple I know who does practice this absolutely loves it. It's like this secret gem. So anyways, just learning about Kretz and learning about this more bonding, lovemaking form of sex, it changed how I thought about intimacy and romance and sexuality, where I started to have more loving fantasies, more wholesome fantasies, more beautiful fantasies. Back in the day, before I read Cupid's Poisoned Arrow, my fantasies about girls, sexually were sometimes kind of intense, very mating. It's about like wanting to feel strong and powerful and, getting with this hot girl. But the whole point of Kretz is it's all loving based. It's giving, it's slow and relaxed. It really changed how I thought about sex and intimacy. Like how I talked about having more wholesome and beautiful fantasies and thoughts changes our behaviors. At a deep level, my desire shifted. Rather than this like thrilling porn sexuality, I shifted into this more loving, beautiful, wholesome way to think about sex, which massively helped my NoFap success. So from sharing this book with lots of people, like for me, it strongly resonated, and I'm single now, but that's the type of sexuality that I definitely want to be doing with my future partner. But with sharing this book with lots of people, I have learned that this practice is too radical for most people, it seems like. They read this book and you could tell it's like they want the orgasms. But the fact that most people have never even heard of Kretz or the way to have sex, even if you're not interested in like a Kreza lifestyle, just learning about Kretz can be extremely valuable. And it's at the very minimum something that you could do with your partner every once in a while and experiment with. The book really emphasizes the importance of loving touch and bonding and cuddling, the benefits of cuddling and intimacy. So if you're interested in learning about Kretz, definitely check out this book. I find it so important, and I hope this video connected with you. If it does, make sure to subscribe, like, comment, hit the bell if you really like my videos. A huge thank you to my Patreons, and I appreciate every single one of you who has watched this video. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. Peace.